Damn World Conquest. So we know a lot about this.
Chat, when we were thinking of these challenges, like, what's the grandest thing we want to see? It was pretty simple. Conquer the most amount of provinces. It's EU4 at its core. It's conquest at its core. It puts all your skills to the test. There are so many different nations you can go for this, man. You can go the Ottomans. You can go, you know, Oirat. You can go Mamluks, depending on what you want to pick for the next challenges, of course, because you can't repick the same nation. So I think it's the grandest EU4 challenge we can do. Right, let's go.
Florry versus Habibi. It's time for the grand finals. Time for match one. Out of maybe two, out of maybe three. What we do know is it's going to be a best 2 of 3. Damn World Conquest is going to be the order of the day. Get the most amount of provinces. So let's see what Florry did to get here right now.
Florryworry came into the first season of EU4 Para Bellum as the 5-time back-to-back EU4 champion. That's really all the introduction you need. His first week started off with the clash of the titans between himself and Zlewick, where they had to own the most provinces, starting as a 1-province minor. Both players started off as Oda, and while Zlewick was struggling with the regency, Florry put in a flawless performance to take away his first win and signal what was to come. In week 2, it was another battle of EU4 royalty between Florry and Habibi. They were hit with a curveball when they found out they would have to play as the USA in the 1776 start date and own the most provinces. Habibi put up a pristine performance, but in the end it was no match for the sheer speed of gameplay and conquest that Florry managed to have. With another dominant win over his 2 biggest competitors by now, Florry was looking unstoppable, and whispers had already started in the audience that he would go on to become a 6th time in a row EU4 champion. Coming into week 3 with his most important matches already behind him and important wins secured, Florry had to face another EU4 champion, Corbett. This duel saw them playing as Maghrebi nations in a battle of who could raid the most nations. Florry ended up playing as Tunis, while Corbett chose Morocco. Even though Corbett managed to put up a respectable fight, even this seasoned EU4 champion was no match for Florry's sheer knowledge of rapid expansion. By now, Florry had played 3 matches, his hardest ones, and he'd won all of them. Going into week 4, it was time for Florry to face the dark horse of the tournament, the Student. He had been better and better every week, and there was talk that this would be Florry's first loss. The Student had everything to play for, as a win here would mean that they would overtake Florry on the scoreboard for the #1 spot. Their challenge saw them both playing as Mali in a bid to see who can get the highest development in just 1 hour. They had the same starting nation but differing strategies, and with about 40 minutes played, there was no knowing who would win. In the final minutes of the match though, it all became clear when Florry had gobbled up literally every single nation in West Africa and was even looking to break out of the region while pushing his nation to the brink of what was possible in EU4. This ended up being Florry's toughest match, but after all was said and done, he was 4 for 4 and guaranteed to finish first place on the leaderboard before going into the finals. When week 5 started, Florry had nothing to lose. No matter what happened in his match or other matches, there was no way for him to not play in the finals. In this duel, he was pitted against Kara, who was fighting for survival. Their challenge was to have the least amount of HRE members without dismantling the HRE. Florry chose Austria while Kara chose France. During this duel, it became very clear right away how things were going to turn out. Spoiler alert, Florry managed to wipe out almost every HRE prince, while Kara couldn't destroy any on her own, and the only ones that counted were the Italian nations that leave the HRE anyway. With that, Florry finished the main part of the tournament undefeated. Some challenges harder than others, some just warm up. Now, in the final week of EU4 Para Bellum, Florry will have to play his toughest matches yet versus an Absolute Habibi that's out for blood. A best of 3 from 5 possible challenges that the audience itself will choose. With 5 EU4 championships won and having already crushed Habibi this season, Florry has nothing to lose and everything to win. Will he further cement himself in the history books of EU4 before we lay it to rest and become a 6th-time back-to-back EU4 champion, or will he lose his first grand final ever? Introducing Florryworry.
Hello. You have such kind
How-
eyes for a killer, you know? It's just ridiculous. This is the eve. This is it. You're about to enter into the first challenge. How are you feeling about it? The World Conquest. You've been here before.
Yeah, I've been here before. I'm not 100% sold on my country pick, but it was a bit complicated because of the whole you can't pick the same country twice. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what if I pick Ming now and then chat's gonna vote for the money challenge? Now, Habibi said he was gonna pick Ming, but
I've been seeing that you guys have been sitting in a chat together. Have there been mind games?
yes, and he
Yeah.
won the mind games so hard.
Yeah.
Well, are you comfortable revealing what nation you picked?
Oh yeah, sure. I picked Timmy.
Timurids.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
Very
Cool.
Now, before this, when we were conjuring up the finale, we did a little, thinking about which nations you would potentially pick. And what we came up with for this challenge specifically is that you would choose Oirat and that Habibi would choose the Ottomans.
That was those were our anticipated
Those
picks,
were
so you
our,
have
what we thought you
subverted
guys were gonna go
expectations.
for.
You're a
Yeah.
season 7 Game of Thrones writer. All right.
I thought Oirat. I did a little counting. It takes about an hour to conquer Ming if you're Oirat, which is what you would want to do, and then you're gonna end up with 130 provinces, because Ming deletes their army, and then you have to chase them down, and you can't, so it takes forever. So I don't think Oirat is the right choice here. So
Fair enough.
Interesting. Well,
There we
good
go.
luck with Timurids in that case. Listen, I mean, what do you think you're strong enough to take down Habibi in the first 2 and not even have to do the third one?
I think I might lose this one because this is really risky.
Oh.
Because I think he's picking Ming. He's got 4 times as many provinces as I do. So
That is true. That is true.
Well, the
It's
Timurids
gonna
do
be-
their vassal at the
it's
start.
gonna be yeah, that's true. That gets you to like 80. I don't know how quickly I can integrate them. So we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go.
Fair
But I
enough.
think this is gonna be a big challenge. So
Good luck to you.
Thank
Get in
you.
the game, start it up, get cracking, and wait for us to tell you to get going. Good luck.
will do. Thank you.
But yeah, I think it's time to introduce Flurry's opponent, the man that the audience, the bookies, all of the betting places in Las Vegas, in Macau, in the gambling capitals of the world, think is gonna take it away, and one that we hope is gonna take it away as well. Not biased, by the way. Habibi came into the first season of EU4 Para Bellum as the audience and the bookies' favorite, maybe even the casters' favorite, a veteran of EU4 that hopes to solidify himself in EU4 history. In week 1, he faced off versus Scorbet in a challenge to see who can make their home trade node the most valuable. Habibi went with a classic pick as the Ottomans and narrowly clinched victory over Scorbet, who chose to play as France. Coming into week 2 and riding the high of his first victory, Habibi hoped to get a win over his toughest opponent yet, Flurry, in a challenge that saw them play as the USA in 1776 and get the most provinces. Habibi had an excellent performance. However, it was still not enough to take down the reigning EU4 champion, and at this point, Habibi was 1-1. In week 3, he looked to get back to winning ways versus Kara. Their challenge was to play as a daimyo in Japan and have the most amount of received casualties. This wasn't a walk in the park for Habibi though, as even though he had the lead the entire game, it still turned out to be a narrow one. Nonetheless, a win is a win, and Habibi was slowly climbing the leaderboard, and talk had finally begun that he would go on to play in the grand finale, and maybe even win it. When week 4 came around, it was time to face Slavic, a super important match for both competitors. They had to play as an Anatolian Beylik and own the most Levantine cultured provinces. They both started out as Ramazan and had extremely strong campaigns, with Habibi running his nation on the brink of collapse for more than half of the match. In the end, even though Habibi claimed this was a subpar performance from him, it was still enough to snatch the win away from Slavic and secure 2 more very important points. In week 5, however, it was still all to play for. In this final match of the day, Habibi had to face the student. Whichever one of them won would go on to face Flurry in the grand finale. Whichever one of them lost would go up against Slavic in the 3rd place match and could still possibly be eliminated and would have to re-qualify for next season. Habibi took on the student in a challenge where they had to play a Christian nation in the Balkans and have the most development. Habibi took the safe choice with Croatia, while the student had a horrible game as Byzantium. In the end, it was a smooth victory, and Habibi was able to secure his place in the grand finale. Now, in the final week of EU4 Para Bellum, Habibi has to once again face his toughest opponent ever, the 5-time EU4 champion Flurry, his biggest rival. A best out of 3 from 5 possible challenges that the audience itself will choose. Will Habibi be able to exact revenge over his nemesis, break his championship streak, and dethrone him, all while claiming the first ever title of EU4 Hegemon? Introducing Absolute Habibi. With
The man who
goggles
needs no monitor. Oh man, and also no introduction. Now they're going to Habibi. How does it feel? How are you feeling right now? Calm, cool, collected as you look.
I'm gonna give it my best, and what I'm hoping for is just 3 games, more entertainment for everyone. Shout out to that guy that's showing this game in that office. He said there's 130 people watching. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to that guy, man.
Shout out to that guy. This is gonna be fun. I know that from playing multiplayer games with Flory that I needed to get into his head a little. And I think I did that with this first pick. He was gonna basically I got things into my favor. I'm gonna be picking Ming here. They start with the most provinces, and I have a plan that I'm going to execute. And if it doesn't work out, it is what it is. We'll come back next season and get more practice. I've only been getting better. Just watch. From the first time I played Speed 5, I was horrible in these challenges. I lost to Laith, guys. I lost to Laith. But I've been practicing. I've been getting better. My EU4 skills just been getting better.
I mean, a very good choice. We would say for all of these challenges, Ming is a very strong pick. It's just where you deploy the strongest pick. And I think, well, look, you look well hydrated, and you got the glasses on, so I think the bookies have you in your favor for a reason. So
just got a call from Vegas. Everyone's putting down money on you, so listen.
But you have had to struggle a bit to get here. You've had your ups and downs, mostly ups, and now hopefully you can put all of that practice you've been doing the last couple of days into fruition. So I reckon, mate, let's not knock you out the zone now by asking more questions. Get right in the game, and then we'll see where things lie after this. Good luck to you.
See you soon.
It's time. World Conquest have as many provinces as possible. One starting as Ming, the other starting as Timurids. Two very strong picks. So for the first time ever, Hawk, would you mind counting us down?
Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the finale of EU4 Para Bellum Season 1, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping in with Habibi's game right here as Ming. If we could remove this poll right here, we don't need it to obstruct the view anymore. We'll spam it a couple of more times. But here we are as Ming and Habibi's game, man. This is the number that we're looking at right here. Ming starts off with 111 provinces. If we go over to the Timurids real quick immediately, we can see that they start off with 25 provinces. So Habibi already in the lead by 4 times as much. But as we all know, Ming, even though it's such a powerful nation, they're sort of not meant to be played in an expansionist fashion. You're supposed to be doing other stuff with them, going through your missions, trying to stabilize your nation, working on the mandate. But listen, here's a little secret. If you never pass a reform, your mandate's never gonna go down, bruh. Just conquer everyone.
Do you think you shouldn't do that? Or do you think you should go for? Because some of those reforms, if you want to show off a couple,
I wouldn't. If I was playing Ming in this challenge, I wouldn't be passing any reforms.
There we go. Oh my God, Death of Sharuk. That's the earliest I've ever seen it. That is the earliest I've ever seen it.
No. Oh no.
It's not even been a month.
Yeah, dude. Let's get some skull emojis in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Is Flory restarting? He's not restarting. We'll let you know if he is, but
that is ridiculous.
I don't know.
That is like it was the earliest possible tick. The earliest. I mean, see, it's still not impossible because he can't buy them down and he'll win the Warriors Hajam. But that's a lot of early manpower that's going to cost. You want to get this. You want to get this war done early as possible. Really, and you do that with your manpower. Now I can confirm, John Paradox might be behind this. I don't want.
John Paradox has missed. Flory has missed the payment to John Paradox, ladies and gentlemen.
Week in, week out, Flory's had the luck of the gods. But Habibi proven he's got the connections too. Never bet against this man. We've been saying it week in, week out. Maybe justice is being done. Maybe justice is being done. Who knows? But John Paradox does not smile kindly on Flory. It is an uphill battle all the way to the top. He's going to have to be toppling Ming.
Flory doesn't seem to be
Comet sighted! It's a comet sighted! He doesn't want to restart! Comet sighted! The check bounced! The check bounced!
Check bounced, ladies and gentlemen. PayPal canceled. House seized. Loan sharks knocking on the door. It's all over for Flory in the first 5 minutes.
This has been the worst start. This has been the worst start we've ever seen. Now Flory is skilled enough to bring this back. He is still playing as the Timurids, and he still can get his guys loyal. The big part here is he does start with all of these cores, and he also does start with cores on Ajam. He will also he will also be able to get another war against Ajam off immediately because they should, I think, declare war on him in terms of the events. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but frankly, that is a frightening start for Flurry. A nightmare
It is.
start.
Well,
for
because I can confirm he has started his first war versus Calm, you. No, not you, this one right here, and Caradel, ladies and gentlemen. Not co-belligerenting anyone, but this initial war versus Calm is super important. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces that he can get from them. 7 is a lot. Anything is a lot right here.
He needs to
If
just
goes through
expand
that,
a third of the speed at Flurry.
yeah,
To be clear.
true.
But also, bear in mind, Flurry does have a lot of vassals that he can integrate, and that'll be worth. I'm going to count this whilst you keep them entertained.
Yeah. So if Flurry pushes through Calm right here, he can go for the other Tibetan guys right here, like Guge, for example, Ladakh or something like that. He can then further push into India over in this region. He can go through Mong Kwang right here in Burma. He's also broken his tributary status with Dai Viet, so he can pounce on Dai Viet as well. They're ally-less, dude. Dai Viet is ally-less. Tricky nation to fight right at the start due to the attrition for enemies, so you could lose a lot of troops right
But
there. And
Ming's
their level
money and
34
manpower.
in Ho Chi Minh City right here, but look at the troop count, manpower going down, sure, and there's another piece out. Flurry, Habibi should be at 120 provinces already, 6 times more than Habibi, 6 times more than Flurry, sorry.
And I can confirm that Nogai has been pieced out. This war taking a little bit longer than I think Flurry would like, owing to the lack of assistance from his vassals, as well as Bukhara getting siege down. But he has got control of it. There was never any doubt in anyone's mind that he would lose this. But Zlevik did mention in the interview that Flurry likes to play on the edge, and it is within that edge that might be tricky. And is he... Oh, does he? No, okay, he's fine. I thought someone else declared war. But that's going to be his main issue. Now, I want to point out something. This challenge is unlike others in terms of fatigue, right? That's a big portion of this. We are almost 10 minutes in, and we've had a lot of action, and it's going to be action non-stop in this challenge. I can attest this firsthand. It's rough to play. Because whereas other ones you have in your mind, okay, here's time for build up, here's time to go. And this one, it's just you go. That's it. There is no, you go as fast at the end as you do at the start. There is no like downtime. There's no waiting for things. You just crack on. As you can see here, he's declared another war on the Ottomans. No CB. If you want to go and deal with what Mitch starts with, I'll handle this. That is an interesting one. Ottoman supported independence. Very smart. Okay. If the Ottomans supported independence, then that would be a good play to declare war on the Ottomans. Definitely worth it, because the second the Ottomans... Okay, let me build up a picture for you. If someone supports the independence of any of your vassals, they will not come down to 0. And insta-annexing all of these guys, because he has cause on all of them, apart from Sistan, very, very important for the Timurids strategy. If you get slowed down, it's bad, but we do see the Ottomans start to march in. This is dangerous. The Ottomans have thrown themselves at it, and this is a mountain fort. One that...
an important
I don't
one
think
to
he
take
wins
down,
this.
ladies and gentlemen.
Here's a worse general. I don't think he wins this.
There it is.
He won it.
Oh,
It's fine.
very nice. Already
and
looking to peace out. Well,
he needs to get his vassals under control.
Habibi here real quick, because he has declared his third and second, of course, before that wars. Fighting Dai Viet right here, man. Dai Viet, a ton of provinces, but a lot of them have high-ish dev for this region, man. Look at this. 10, 20, 13, 11, right? These are considered high-dev provinces, so Dai Viet, I don't know if it was smart to fight this nation. Look at the amount of aggressive expansion, but
You get a lot
Dai
of
Viet
aid.
is one of the 3 Mahayana nations in the world, and one of few Mon-Khmer cultured nations, so maybe it shouldn't be that bad. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Nice.
He's peaced out already.
See, now
Nice.
I think over there... Okay, well, we'll go for it and then I'll explain. So he has pieced out Ajam, and that should cow his vassals into submission, and it does. All of them absolutely
Very nice.
terrified of him, which is exactly where he wants to be. And in about 5 years, he should be able to annex all of this lot. In the meantime, he does need to fight the Ottomans.
Oh, there's a war versus,
There it is. That's huge.
Shanju, Korchin, Solon, and Shibe. Another massive war, so
feel like he could have
Habibi not
co-belligerented
giving
them.
it any rest. He could have co-belligerented a bunch of these guys. Yes, that is true. If you eat up these guys, no one's going to care, chat. So, booming start from Habibi right here.
But I
But
feel like Flores now his luck is maybe evening out. Unlucky at the start, maybe a little bit lucky. And
there's
fortunate
the
to
office
have
guy.
Osman Noble Rebels. Entire office is for Habibi. So we've got to
Let's
count that
go.
guy's vote.
Habibi winning it.
We're going
in
to count that guy's
corporate.
vote 130 times. Yeah, corporate sponsor.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think. Who's number 2?
70%
Is that
of you
Habibi?
voting for Habibi, ladies and
Interesting.
gentlemen. Wow.
Haven't seen that.
Confidence in Ming and in Habibi. Is this
Edge.
gonna be Flurry's first loss, like the bookies have been saying?
All right, so right now, Flurry sitting at a cool 37 provinces. He'll get that up to close to 80 to 90 when he annexes all his guys in 3 years. So expect a massive jump up.
What'd you say?
to
How many
match.
provinces?
37.
37. He'll get it up to 80 or 90 once he annexes
Yeah.
them.
80
I can
or so, yeah.
confirm right now Habibi is at 127.
Huge.
So
I mean,
even
that's the thing.
after Florry annexes his subjects, Habibi
So
will still
I'm
have
gonna
a
highlight
very
this.
solid lead, ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
that. So we do see a war declaration against Karakayunlu. This is a fantastic guy to fight because he's Shia, and don't take me out of context, but no one likes the Shias. No one's gonna care if he goes through there. And at the same time, if he can smash through down to here, he can go through again loads of tiny, like lowest dev provinces in the game.
For
over
sure.
here.
That's a nice region to push into.
And straight into the Horn of Africa, which again, some of these provinces are good, some of them not so good. So that would be fantastic for him. Maybe marching into Baluchistan, but he needs to start varying the religious groups sort of as soon as he can.
He needs to start
But-
pushing in different directions. Listen, we're not
Right
ones
now-
to tell Florry this. He knows everything. We can just speculate after all, ladies
Absolutely.
and gentlemen.
Aggressive expansion, because these are all cores that he reconquered, right? So that is why this first was big. So right now he's starting for a blank slate, as we have had our first third.
He's pieced out all of the Jeonju allies. None of them, except Haishi, of course, which wasn't their ally, are his tributaries anymore. So he can push into Korchen when his truce is up. And it's just a white truce, so, you know it's going to be easy. Then Shibe, Solon, Korchen, more Korchen land up here, Orochoni, Nivik. He can even reach Ainu if he wants to. Maybe even Japan, although I wouldn't go for that. But there it is, a full annex on Jeonju, ladies and gentlemen, as Habibi puts himself up to 134 provinces. Mandate maxed. Loans taken. Eunuchs eunuched. It's
Unix
all to play for.
castrated.
Eunuchs castrated. It's
has-
Ming gaming time.
He has
ladies
no
and
loans, a
gentlemen.
full annexation, and absolutely zero genitals in his court. Big up Habibi for these insane strats. It's huge. Who knew? Who knew? Best base for EU4. The BAM fort has been taken. Very, very nasty fort because it does. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think this local defensive translates over for the fort. I don't actually know that. Do you know?
The what? The local defensiveness?
Yeah. Do you think because it's now controlled by Karakayunlu? Do you think this matters?
Yeah. I think it always
okay,
matters,
so
right?
now he has to contend with that, which is kind of rough.
Yeah, I think it always
Another war declared against Baluchistan. We're starting to see Florry do Florry things, and he does have only another year until he can annex all his guys. So I assume, in my opinion, oh look at that, no allies. I assume, in my opinion, that he is going to be taking out this lot, and then I mean, he can take a lot of good, a lot of low dev provinces here as well, and then looking to annex his vassals immediately. Then potentially start to look to take Sistan, and then I would assume a push into India. Where do you think? I think. Well,
Would you push into India?
No, I said that out
Yeah,
loud
right?
and immediately regret it, and I'd like to formally apologize to the audience because I think you go into the hordes and into Arabia. I think those are your picks.
Agree.
Maybe a no CB into one of these, but frankly, all of these guys are Muslim for the most
and
part
they're
until you
high
start
dev.
breaking into the into Mewar.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know if that's the right choice. Maybe I think maybe go off to Ladakh and into potentially up here.
I think you were right about the earlier thing, man. You got to do the hordes and then push through Arabia and into the Horn if you can. You know, take down the Coptic guys right
think so.
there. And they're like far from everyone, right? So even if you fight the Sunni guys like Adal and Marahan, for example, I don't think it's too much of a problem.
He's integrated Transoceania.
Very nice. There we
There
go.
we go. There it
So,
begins.
Yeah, if we go back to Habibi right here, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that he is, focusing on stabilizing his nation a bit. He did lose stab to something, but there we go. There's radical reforms just like that. So he truly does have the mandate of heaven, ladies and gentlemen. It's at 100. What else do you want? Not doing reforms, which is something I agree with.
Sorry, is that John
it the right
Paradox?
move?
Yeah, we just got the event for the Diplo and admin power. Can you give him Lux Stella as well? I think that'd be good. And also the one that gives him 20% morale.
And the general 100.
Right, I'm just gonna. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm back. I just unmuted my mic. I just had to take a phone call. It was from my distant uncle. Anyway, back to what you were saying. Sorry. There it is.
Orochoni, and Nivik. No
I
one
think it's straight through
co-belligerent.
Oira. As we near the halfway mark, I do want to reveal some sensitive information. You know what? I'm not going to because the interviews will be coming up later. I was just going to reveal the fact that Habibi has been practicing this entire week, every single day. He's been streaming live on his channel, which you obviously should all go and check out. Obviously, check out Florry as well, as if you haven't already. Yeah, he's been practicing every day. He's been practicing with hordes. He's been practicing in different regions, different areas. This guy is taking this really, really seriously. It's something that really heartens us to see. I'm sure all of you at home will obviously really enjoy watching this, and it's great that everyone wants to win in this competition.
Yeah.
Focusing on this player. Look at this. He's having a great time. I mean, I honestly, I've been really scouring because people anticipate this from me now. Florry hasn't been making any mistakes. There hasn't really been any. Like, it's been pretty perfect in my opinion. He can be annexing more vassals. Maybe he doesn't want to. I'm not sure why he wouldn't, but yeah, it's pretty good right now. This was taking him a little bit longer in Baluchistan. I would say he declared the war because they didn't have any allies. It was a good time for him to do so. And also make sure, guys, to vote right now in the straw poll for what challenge you want to see these guys go through next. Flip to your POV. Take us through it.
So yeah, as Laith reminds you to vote, we have a massive war that honestly I didn't think we're gonna see this campaign, man. But Habibi right here has declared on Oirat, ladies and gentlemen, who's got Mongolia, about to annex them, and you know, they've got Shibe and Haishi in this war as well, as he hasn't even taken down Orochoni yet. But pushing hard into Oirat, man, he is Miltech 5/4, so extremely powerful. And that's right there, the challenges that are possible for challenge 2. Right now, island hopping is winning. Vote for multiculturalism, please. But, you know, Habibi, even though Oirat is tech 4, he's got to be careful. 20% cav combat, and they're a horde. Not to be underestimated, even with a tech advantage.
There it is.
There it is. Habibi Zhu in the flesh, ladies and gentlemen.
Right now, by the way.
Another war started down here, ladies and gentlemen.
30-minute warning.
3 wars at the same time, and we're barely halfway through the challenge as my finger even sticks out of the frame a little bit.
Look at the quantity this man is fighting. This man truly does not care. He heard the 30-minute warning, and it's, yeah. Well. I don't think he's going to be piecing out anytime soon, but he does start. There we go. 2 more annexations. 3 more annexations. That's all the vassals you can annex instantly. All right.
Oh, that was a good one.
What?
Did you see that one? That's like Dark Souls.
So good. Shout out to the stream memes. It's fantastic. Shout out to all the eunuchs in the kingdoms over there, really contributing to his success. But I want to point out that he over here is fighting hordes. Hordes are nasty and miserable to fight, and he's fighting a lot of them. But that's a lot of co-belligerents. Nogai, Mogulistan, Kazan, Yarkhan, Great Horde, Crimea, Jandar, and Uzbek. He's co-belligerent them all, presumably to annex them all one by one. He has 27 minutes, and I think he's going to be annexing each one individually. And frankly,
it's possible.
It's not just possible, it's probable, it's likely, and it's a lot of province. If each one he's going to get probably 15 provinces from. Look at
now,
this. 1,
check
2, 3,
check
4, 5,
Uzbek's
6.
war score cost. I'm interested in seeing that.
We're doing this?
No, like total. When you click on a province, like how many wars you got to do with them.
259.
259.
You think
Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Only certain players can full annex Uzbek in 2 wars. Let's see if Florry is one of them or not. But if we flip back to Habibi right here, we can see that he has a full annex to Orochoni and still in a war with Oirat and Champa. Now, with 27 minutes left, we can do a couple of more checks.
I reckon we do one last check, you know? I think we
do 2 more. One now and one at 15.
I don't think we do it at 15. So Midge just asked us if we should ask them how we think they're doing. I think it's too high stakes. I think we'll mess up their flow. Habibi's revealed some interesting information that you'll find in an interview later as to why interfering with that might inhibit as to what he's listening to and how that impacts him. That's actually a tactic he got from Dankus, apparently. Shout out Dankus. And he's standing there waiting. But I don't think he's going to be piecing anyone out anymore as we near the 20-minute mark. We're closing in now. But he's done well to focus on these hard-to-siege down forts whilst he still has manpower, and so he can still gauge where he's at over here.
Yeah, good manpower levels from
can we flip to Florry directly? Because
let's go to Florry directly, man. We haven't actually gone to them directly at all so far.
Look at him. It's like the man knows where all the clicks have to be, and it's kind of frightening. He's currently at 14:59. I think he's a little bit behind Habibi, but like
he's 3 years behind Habibi.
But look at the speed of this man. Like, he knows where everything is all at once. The red on the screen, you might think that's the map made. No, that's the blood of his enemies. It's oh my god. Looking through his loan situation, look at that. Total debt of 8,000.
Losing
he can take another 10, a lot. He can take another 10 loans, but he can rejig it. We know that he does economy damn near better than everyone else, and he can stretch his nation to the absolute limit. Oh no, Look at this. They're starting to de-siege their stuff. Now,
Yeah.
the downside to this is not the fact that they're de-sieging it in terms of war score. It's in the fact that actually you might think, well, that's a nice little morsel I can grab for myself. Take 5, by the way. And go for it. And that's a bit nasty. Look, they're all getting de-sieged. And now, I don't think he realized. Is he starting to send troops over there? I don't think he is. I don't think he realizes that there are troops over there. What's happened here is that the Uzbeks have marched all the way around.
Yeah, they've gone
and have sieged it down. And so now Karakin is starting to get their troops back. That is not great. Not great for him at this point in time. But let's flip over to Habibi, and I'll keep you updated as Mogulistan.
Yeah, let's go to Habibi directly right here, ladies and gentlemen. We do need to see that wonderful map mod that we haven't seen in a while, if he is connected. There we go. So that's everyone's favorite map mod right there, ladies and gentlemen. He just got done. He just finished up that war versus Champa, taking down a couple of more provinces in sort of the Vietnam part of the world, and now moving on to fight Oirat right there, as we can see. That war is going pretty well as well. He was dealing with some rebels. He's really good with his economy, losing only about 6 ducats, and he just got the diplomatic insult event. That is coming in very nice in a game with such high aggressive expansion. Obviously running without a lot of manpower there.
Yeah, yeah, keep the events coming. Cool. Yep, carry on.
Obviously not playing with a lot of manpower, but he does have quite a few merc companies up, the Independent Army, the Thai Company, the Free Company, and after that just splitting off a couple of stacks, as you can see there via this PowerPoint presentation that we're showing you, that he's getting ready to peace out Oirat. And there we go, he does peace them out. So I think now maybe it is the time to do a final check. And I can let you know that Habibi currently has 115% overextension, but among other things, he also has 159 provinces.
As we see here, he's up to 92.
Now, we're getting some news from the chat here directly. Can you go into the court tab real quick?
It's a regency, but only for 1 year. So I was
Only
going to
1
point this
year,
out.
okay.
Everyone started freaking out because there was a regency, but it's only like, it's less than a year, chat. This is not a game-ending regency as we enter the final 20 minutes. I'm going to give our guys a warning. In fact, do you mind doing it?
You can stay on forward. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yes.
So if you want to see the result, if Midge, you want to flash it up on screen, we can see what you guys think. 1 for Florry, 2 for Habibi in terms of who you think is going to win. And this poll will change. Spam right now and you'll see the percentage change. Right now, who do you think is going to win? Number 1, you are voting for Mr. Florryworry, and number 2, you're voting for Absolute Habibi. As you can see, the polls start to change. People starting to have faith in Florry. Know they're switching over to Habibi. I mean, it's good play. Again, I'm just concerned by this over here, for me at least. People saying they unconned. I don't know. They must have unconned because he still has 99% against them. So must not matter. But we do see that Armenian separatists are rising up, and the Uzbeks are not treating them very nicely at all. The Great Horde also sieging down provinces. This is where I want to shout out Florry, because as much as I meme on him, I promise you this, if you put me in this situation, I'm panicking. Like, there's no way. This looks untenable, but we know he's in full control. Like, flip to his POV. Like, this looks terrifying, but look. Like he knows what he's doing. And frankly, it's a testament to this man, the quality of gameplay that we're seeing here.
It is.
What a fantastic final this is. What fantastic
If this is just the first match, chat, yeah, let's go to Habibi right here. He has popped off another war, ladies and gentlemen, this time versus Korchin and co-belligerenting Solon, or actually not co-belligerenting. Solon is a vassal of Korchin, a very large nation, and even with 103% overextension, even over GovCap, even with so many rebels popping, he's gotten his manpower back up. He's not losing that much money. He doesn't even care about deving the gold mine. No. All he cares about is eating these Korchin and Solon provinces right here.
As Florry potentially looks to start piecing out here, he's had to look at that. People are in the watch party. Fantastic. I'd love to see that. We actually maybe get a take from them before we start the next game. We'll see. But we do see Oirat has declared war, which is kind of painful for him.
He does have most occupations, so I don't think it should be too bad.
He does, but he only has a small percentage, because let's bear in mind Yarkand is a vassal, so he only has 47% war score against him. I think this might be a case of there's a lot of different things going on here. Like, he has to fight on a lot of fronts. He's just summoning money from thin air. This man is I mean, It's phenomenal. I want to point out our Discord just popped up with unusual join activity detected in Para Bellum. It's fantastic. So thank you all for spamming to join the Discord, because Discord's warned us that too many of you have joined, which is great. Let's. I want there to be flashing red lights on our console. And another peace deal done. Look at that.
Right,
that's a
very
phenomenal peace deal. He's starting to catch up. He's starting to catch up. We're not going to do a final. We've already done our final check, but that is a lot of provinces to take, and there's a lot more on the go. Bear in mind, he does still have the entirety of Karakayunlu that he can take. He does have pretty much all of Baluchistan he can take.
Let me see overextension. Does he have, like super high overextension or something like that? Although he is at max loans. Oh, he's also over 100. Wow.
He's been at max loans his entire time. Like, he's
to the brink, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, I really wouldn't worry about his max loans. He can still debase once more for another 300. He can't take any more loans, but like, and he's 12,000 ducats in debt.
Oh. There's another one. There it is. He's just declared on Diviet and some small, what are these guys called? Stateless society.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but flip to my POV. Flores just declared a bunch more wars. It's phenomenal.
Well,
like a lot more wars as well. He's declared, I think he just pieced out.
Right now because
he's in 4 wars, but look at this. 4 wars, and this is a lot of provinces that he can take. This is, I mean, look, I can't scroll out anymore, but Gurkhani I mean, they're absolutely massive. He can take a bunch of provinces from Kazan, a bunch from Uzbek, low dev over here. The only issue is going to be this. Stopping him in his tracks over here is the order. But I think he can take the 100% from there. Oh, that's rough. Another stack wipe there. Bankruptcy looming. Bankruptcy looming, potentially. This is what, it's 30 minutes left, so there's still a lot of time left. This is what Zlevic said might happen. This is the only way he said he thought that Florida was going to lose, is if he stretches the nation too far, too early, too quickly, and wasn't able to pull it back in. Bear in mind, each of these occupations, over here, look at that sucks. Each of these occupations lowers his income.
Yeah.
Losing 200 ducats a month, I've not seen
how much does he have right now?
He might be stretching too far. Sind has pieced out, so he does have 100% with Baluchistan. There's another couple of provinces.
Yeah, exploiting dev, debasing currency, doing some estate shenanigans, perhaps.
It's the messiest nation. Can we save this to give to Zlevic? I'm going to save it now to give to Zlevic, actually. Unironically saving the province. I mean, the thing is, weirdly enough, the rebels are dealing a lot of damage to the Uzbek invaders. The Uzbek have taken one fort, but frankly, they're kind of helping him out as he starts to look to piece out Mongolistan, which is a good idea. He does have 489 ducats. He's going to go bankrupt in 3 months. He will take some money, so I think he probably stretch that to 4 months.
Or he's just going to run it like billion.
Look at that.
He's sieged down Diviet, and he's sieging down like Coho right here. Still in a war versus Sang 2, dealing with some of these guys. But he's got armies in various different places, man. These guys traveling up to here. Why? We don't know. Maybe dealing with rebels. These guys, what are they doing there? Maybe dealing with rebels as well. Truce with Oirat. Is he gonna truce break them? Maybe, as he has just pieced out these guys down here. Both of our players expanding so rapidly. Another war started. It is Taishi, and Mongolia and Oirat are in it. So potential for many more provinces, piecing out the remainder of Diviet right here. Once again, playing on massive fronts. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that so far, no matter the result of this, this has been Habibi's best game so far this season, and one of his best ever, I think, that we've seen live on EU4 tournaments.
He's summoning money from somewhere again. He's stretched to another month.
Is he typing cash in the console?
I don't know. I think he might be bartering with his soul. I don't know, but he has 1 more month. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much more. He's unstating things. This is he's unstating things to then take out more loans. It looks very sharp. I think he knows that he's looking away for ways to make money. I think he knows he needs to make 1 more. Let's see. That's another 100 ducats right there that he can get, and he does take it.
There we go.
I think he's got 1 more month in him. If you look at that, if you flip to my POV, actually keep on his POV because it's way more interesting. Sorry, but he has 42% on the capital of the Crimeans. I think that is going to be what he's looking for right now. Loads of revolts, and I think, frankly, is this a case of stretching too far? No, I don't think so. I think he's just done it well within the time frame. I don't think he stretched his nation too far, chat. I think he's done everything he can. He's just done it faster. Like, he's not got another 7 minutes, but I don't think that time would have helped. I don't think he's done anything particularly different. I think the only issues he had was the opening. Was the opening gambit.
Gameplay.
In 14 days, he goes bankrupt. In 14 days,
Let's go to your POV because we can't see the date on his POV right here. The challenge is there.
10 days left. There is enough time. Within 1 day, there is enough time. This man has done it to perfection. Does he get it? 42%. Florryworry,
Has the
an
payment,
important
Jean-Pierre not
moment
come through.
for the title. All the province he can. Does he get it? Yes, he does! Florryworry does in fact secure the capital. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Which does mean he can fully annex them. And he does. And he will look to take Uzbek. That is a phenomenal moment. That could be era-defining. This could be a massive upset win. We are in the final 5 minutes.
Final 6, but you get it.
Final 6 minutes. But we are neck and neck now. I mean, it's good gameplay from Habibi, but I do think this will probably be it for Florry. Once we see
Habibi popping off another war versus Assam, entering India as well, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely insane while still fighting Oirat.
You flip to my POV because I think we're getting the last moments of Florry's gameplay here. He has pieced out Uzbek, and I think this will be it for him, unless a phenomenal amount of territory. How is he still playing? What more could there be?
They're back.
What could he possibly be cooking up? What is in this man's kitchen? What is he doing? Chat, what, like, someone help me. How is he still playing?
Players a 5-minute warning. Habibi still in it, ladies and gentlemen. About to wrap it up versus Haishi. 4.5 minutes left. Then he's about to wrap it up with Assam. Or maybe not because someone's in his way. But even with 4 minutes left, I think he's still got a couple of more wars in him. I think he can still pop off a few decks on someone. Nivik, for example. How did Solon get here? This is an uncolonized province at the start. Right?
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, 4 minutes left, chat. This is not the end for Habibi's gameplay. There we go. Pieces out whoever the frick was here. Got particularists popping up. Got a bunch of rebels. Assam.
Robbie has said...
there's the other deck.
Yeah?
There's the deck on Nivik right there. This man is going to go all the way until the end. Solon is migratory? How come I haven't anyone seen play them and move them to like Muscovy and fight them and stuff? There's another deck on Oirat again. The no CB truce break on Oirat, ladies and gentlemen. In the final 3 minutes, this man is giving it everything that he's got. And I think if this is a win for him, this is going to be one of the most deserved ones, ladies
This will
and
be
gentlemen.
huge. No one expected a Habibi win at the start. Like, for Florry to go in... Florry, I don't think has ever lost the first challenge before. This is a big mental game, because Florry knows that he has to... Midge said Florry hasn't lost. Florry in previous tournaments, that shall not be named, has gone 1-2 against... 2-1 against Zlevik before, for example.
Yeah.
He's never actually had a final where he hasn't lost at least one challenge. I think apart from Aldril.
We are getting the trumpet of coring sound. War exhaustion even going down, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what it's
What
looking
can he
like.
get done in a minute and a half, though? I think he can get that war done.
In a
Can he get
minute and a
war
half,
done?
he can piece out Nivik for like these provinces. Maybe actually full annex them.
Can't full
But
annex.
with a minute and 25 seconds left, he needs to get Kobdo right here. He needs to take down the Oirat capital. But he's not going to do that because it seems that Oirat separatists are gonna... Oh, nope, they're not. And that, in fact, helps him with the siege. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, still at -21. Sieging down the rest of Mongolia right here. 42% on the fort in tier right here. He needs to be assaulting, but walls apparently haven't been breached. There we go. I think Laith just gave Habibi
You have to keep a very, very close eye on the timer here. He does peace out. Excellent.
Versus Nivik right here, taking a bunch of provinces. And there we go. I think the wars with Oirat is the only thing left to go, ladies and gentlemen. 45 seconds left. Can he get Oirat capital in just 45 seconds? He can, you know. He's got 30% more. -7. He can't assault just yet. Pretty long siege ticks right here. 29, 28, 27, 26. Seconds are counting down.
30 seconds warning has been given. Keep an eye out in case he doesn't get it. I'm not going to give him any more warnings. This is it now. 17 seconds. I don't like.
There we go. There's the piece out.
This is it. The conclusion to the first ever final, the first ever battle, the first ever final. Habibi versus Florry. Florry doing an incredible job as Gurkhani. Habibi doing an insane job as Ming. Both. I mean, it's a phenomenal start, chaps. It's a phenomenal start as we enter the first game conclusion. My heart's racing. There's a puddle of sweat. I think Florry is sitting at. If we flip to my POV.
There we go.
A very impressive 163 provinces. It's huge.
That's
it's a
insane.
massive performance as the
That
Timurids.
number is insane.
Stretches
Okay.
to the absolute limit here. He could not unpause at all. Let's see.
163 is the number to beat, ladies and gentlemen. Insane numbers. Let's go to my POV of Habibi. Is it more or less than 163? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know, and it's more because it's 211
Very well
provinces.
played.
Habibi conquering exactly 100 provinces in the 1 hour time limit, and Absolute Habibi, with the mandate of heaven bestowed upon him by the gods themselves, takes away the first win of the grand
Phenomenal.
finale
Phenomenal.
of EU4.
Gentlemen, we can reveal that Habibi does take the first game. It's 1-0. Very, very, very close gameplay from both of you. Florry putting your latest nation to an absolute limit. I thought you'd gone bankrupt, but frankly, I think you did a very, very good job to keep the nation stable, as it were. The Ming pick was obviously very strong, run by Habibi. That does mean you don't get to pick Ming anymore.
Okay.
Like, there are so many questions racing through my mind. I'm going to start with Florry. How do you feel about that? How do you think it went?
It went terrible, man. Shahrukh died in like 11 days or something.
He died.
Like
That was the worst I've ever
insane.
seen.
Oh my god. And that caused me to go until like completely. And then I had Transoxiana. They were at like 49% Liberty Desire, but I still needed a month to take over, and they got their independence supported by the Ottomans.
Man, do you regret not picking Ming for that?
No, not really, because I didn't
Okay.
want to pick Ming. I didn't
Fair
want
enough.
to start Ming.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough.
There you have it.
Habibi, you did take this one
Pristine
away.
performance.
1-0. Fantastic
We
performance.
think
you
your best
told-
game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk us through it. What was going through your mind throughout the hour?
That so if you count the vassals of Timurids, right? Because they're free integration because you have cores.
Mhm.
It's like what 70. So I started with
70,
like 41 province lead. Plus you have cores on Ajam, which should be your first war. I just was trying to go as fast as possible, and in the very end, what I should have done was I should have truce broke Oirat over and over again. I think that was actually the play, and stopped coring in the last 10 minutes. I should have just stopped coring, stopped carrying rebels because they're not going to be able to enforce in time. Take out max loans like I did. I was already at 100 mandate. It was going to tick down to like below 50 in the time frame. I should have just kept going on Oirat. I know I won, and I'm talking about what I could do better, but these next challenges are going to be really hard.
I mean, that's the right mentality. I mean, you have gone 1-0. I think we stop the count now on the vote, so then you both know what we're going to be dealing with in the next few minutes. But right now, island hopping is the #1 pick. Island hopping is going to be the next challenge. So to clarify, so everyone at home knows the rules. And good luck to both of you, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you.